The future. So next 10 to 20 years, I just hope we're still relevant. You just never know with technology and the way the economy is going, what that means for the future of dealerships. Hopefully we're still relevant, but we've been doing some things to pivot. For example, EV is so big, but in EV, you don't really need to come back to the dealership much. And so because we're big in fleet, we've done police vehicles, so we're doing the upfit. So we're kind of starting to branch off into other areas. It's automotive, but it's not directly in the dealership. So we can do the upfit on police vehicles. We do the light bars, the gun racks, everything that is on a police vehicle is actually it's actually pretty cool. You pretty much strip down a vehicle, take all the seats out, and then you have to put all the stuff back in. So we're doing that. I'm looking to expand the service department. But again, if you end up going down the road, so right now, service department, there's so many moving parts in the engine and the transmission. Well, if you move more to EV vehicles, you don't have that. So what's that gonna look like, 10, 15 years from now? There's no telling. So obviously, hope to still be here, hope to still be relevant. I'm still young, so I think I got maybe 20 more years in me. And I would love to see the third generation come about. I plan to do like my parents did to me and not push them. They don't have to do this. They can do whatever it is they want to be. If they want to be a doctor, a preacher, or, whatever it is that they want to be when they grow up, they can go do that. But to have the opportunity to step into the family business would definitely be super cool to see. When I started out, when I was young and I said I want to grow, I want to take over and I want to grow and I want to be the COO and I want to own all these dealerships. And then when you get into it, you're like, oh, this is expensive. It's expensive, it's a lot. But what they're saying in the dealership world, because there's so many bigger corporations who have bought and there's these big, huge dealership groups, what is said is to be relevant, you need a minimum of 10 dealerships. So as we stand, we might not make it, but you can't really think like that. So I just want to do well at what we're doing. And if it's God's will to grow, great. I worked at Toyota. I would love Toyota. I would love, they're a great franchise. I would also love to see luxury. Who doesn't want a luxury dealership, right? A BMW, a Mercedes, a Lexus. There's a lot of opportunity for expansion, but we really have to just, get our arms around what we have now. But if there's the right opportunity for the right price and the right location at the right time, I'm all for growing. Yeah, so the goal in personal growth is to make sure that people, that they are prepared for long-term success, whether it's within our organization or outside of it. When you come in these doors, it's our goal to make you better than you were yesterday. And so everybody's not meant to retire from Sutton Ford. We've had one of our, she was a finance manager here and she went on to start her own insurance agency. And we just have to be proud that whatever you did here for the 8 years while you were here, that hopefully that you pick some things up that are great for your business moving forward. So the goal of course is to, push people to be the best version of themselves that they can be. One thing I found when I first started was that sometimes I wanted more for them than they wanted for themselves. And that was like a hard pill for me to swallow, but everybody's on their own path. And, I might see a technician who's starting out who I was like, oh man, you can be a journeyman and you can do this. And they might say, no, Karen, I don't want to go through all those extra hoops or extra schooling or, it's more difficult, it's harder on your body, whatever it is, whatever the situation may be. But you have to meet people where they are and whatever it is, their goal for themselves. And what we can just do is try to push them. Say no. No. To balance business and leadership, family life, you do have to learn the power of no. But I think that, all that glitters isn't gold. So there's sometimes that, it may look great, but I might be struggling internally. But I've talked about having a village and having the right people around you. So you have the right resources. I put people in my children's life who I believe will be a positive influence on them. My husband is extremely supportive when I have to travel. And like I said, my parents, they live here half the year, so we try to take advantage of that as well. But there are gonna be some times when, you know, I don't really take dinner meetings. I take my team out for dinner, but it's strategic because my goal is to be home with my family and make sure I'm spending that time with my family. There'll be certain events that I just don't go to. But now, once my boys get of age, I took my son to we were sponsoring an event, and I took him as my date because my husband stood me up. And I thought it was really good exposure for him. He put his suit on, and he went, and he sat there. But that's also good exposure for them. So there's going to be some opportunities where I am able to bring my family with me. You know, I just hope that, you know, that my kids, they grow up and they can say that they're proud of me, and that they'll soon understand that when I miss certain games or when I miss a recital, I'm not choosing work over you. It's really that's just how, you know, how we move forward, and it's part of the work ethic. My mentor Dennis, he said, Karen, you're gonna have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and I had to kind of live in that space. Because I was, you know, I'm beating myself up. Oh, I missed the T-ball practice. And it's like, you know, are your kids really going to grow up when they're 30 years old to be like, Mommy, I remember that one time you didn't go to my T-ball practice. So just be comfortable being uncomfortable, and it's okay to say no to some things because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. But I also make it a point to make time for me. I make sure I have my hair appointments, my nail appointments, because that's the time for me to just to kind of come down. Although I might be like, you know, working the whole time, it's a version of peace. I enjoy working out, so I have to do that at, you know, 5 or 6 in the morning because that's an hour of peace where I'm working on me. So it's a balance. You got to find that balance. Making it through the second generation. So there are some statistics that about half of second generation businesses actually make it. So, you know, you can never rest on your laurels, and there's always something, you know, where I'm always striving better for something every day. Like I said, you know, we might have one department that's not doing well, but even if the others are, there's still going to be opportunity for improvement. So we never settle. So that's kind of what gets me excited about the future, is that there's always a different challenge every day. I really want to make it through the second generation and have the opportunity for a third, as well as my sister and I bought, it's called Sutton Ford outside of Orlando, Florida, about 2.5 years ago in 2022, August 1st of 23. I went in, I'm thinking, I said, oh, you buy an underperforming dealership, you just throw your culture in, you hire the right people, poof, it's not that easy. I'm learning that it's not that easy. And so I just want to see that make it to fruition and that one grow, as well as we kind of started a side business there. It's called Frontline Vehicle Solutions, and that's the upfitting side of the business. So we have a full team down there doing that, but I just really want to see Sutton Ford thrive, Frontline Vehicle Solutions, and Sutton Ford. Everything that we're currently doing, make sure that those are thriving and successful. Just always be a lifelong learner. There's always something new to learn. There's always something new that, you know, to be open. People are going to give you advice, and as long as you're continuously learning, that's how you'll be successful and continue it on. Like I'll never know everything. I'll never be the best at anything. But it's always important to be humble, because, you know, I feel like as though I'm here because of people that have come before me. So, and I don't take it lightly. Like I've spoken about my faith, and I'm not doing this on my own. It's a higher power. And so you always want to stay humble, because you can get knocked down really quickly, really, really quickly. And just always learning and always being open, because change is inevitable. I would measure success for the future. You know, to me, like the true definition of a leader. True definition of a leader is somebody who is able to build other leaders. So if I can look back and I can know that I've mentored, that I've helped somebody, that I've seen somebody grow, and maybe do some things that they weren't expecting to do, I think that would be a really great measurement of success for me for the future. Like I said, I would love for my children to be able to take over and really just to still be in business and be profitable and be thriving in the community. Also, we talked about being a destination. If Sutton Ford becomes known as a destination, then I would be like, okay, we've made it. That means we've done our job of serving the community, of giving back to the community, of developing people internally, and it's reached out into the atmosphere. So I guess there's a lot to define success, but it's mostly the feeling and the value that are brought to not only the team members but the community. My mom would probably say, she'd probably pat herself on the back. She says that she's still working on us all the time, but really my mom is that foundation. So my dad might have been boots on the ground and at work every day, but my mom is who's keeping the household afloat, who never missed a single tennis match of mine, and was always there for me and really instilled a lot of the things at home and the homework and things like that. So I think my mom would probably say, she'd probably say I'm a little bit of a tough leader, but I think that she would also just more so be proud to know that the things that she worked on with us at home and the things that she worked on with us through my father, through a lot of prayer. I'm sure there's many a times where she questioned which way myself or my sisters were really gonna go. So my mom has been a big pillar. Even though we talk about the business and we talk about my dad a lot, it would never have happened without my mom. And I think that, my dad tells his own story, but they got married on my grandmother's credit card, which is my mom's mom. So I just think that the way everything came together and was set up for them, and to be a great example of a successful marriage. But yeah, I think my mom would say that, like I said, I think she would pat herself on the back and say, job well done. I would say to my ancestors, I really don't know how they did it. I really do not know how I did it. I would say thank you for fighting. My grandmother was an activist, and I've been down to the African American Museum where you sit at the lunch counter and they tell you can't move, and then it has like an interactive experience. I just can't imagine what they've been through to get us here. But I'm truly grateful that I had the opportunity to be to witness, for my grandparents to be alive, and for them to say I'm proud of you, for them to have that like tear in their eye, to say wow, like the sacrifices that they've made have gotten us to where we are, and like we really are doing something that was impossible to begin with. Again, that's a lot of the foundation that my parents have and that we have. And that came from their parents and the parents' parents. I would definitely just have a really, really big thank you for them and the sacrifices that they made to get us to where we were. And now, obviously, I'm doing that for my children and for the next generation and generation to come. But yeah, I don't think I would have made it if I was born in their generation.